In the last 5 years, I've gone from an absolute broke, clueless 18-year-old who grew up on welfare, had a horrible life. I'm from a small town, and I didn't even have internet access to by the age of 25, I've made 8 figures online. And this video is going to be about if I woke up tomorrow with $0 in my bank account, how would I go about making $1,000,000 again in the age of AI? And I'm going to be showing you guys the exact same steps that I would take so that you can do the same thing. And no, this is not random side hustles. This is not ChatGPT prompts or N8N prompts. This is going to be the real tactical steps of what I have done and what I would do to make it back from zero. I'm going to be talking about building a real business that delivers real value to clients, that makes you a lot of money, and will actually put $100,000 a month or more in your bank account. AI has completely changed the way that you should approach making money online. And if you still think about this, even what we would do last year in 2024, you're going to be left behind. So in this video, I want to break down all the steps, exactly how to be AI focused and AI forward so that you guys can put $1,000,000 in your bank account in the next 12 months. So without further ado, we're going to jump into my iPad here. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I would do if I had to start over from zero. So step number one is you need to stop the small money thinking, okay? The age of you building like an agency or an SMMA or even doing high ticket sales should start to leave your brain. If you want to make this level of money, you have to have a mind that is worthy of making that money. I know it sounds cliche, but guys, from someone who went from zero to making millions of dollars, the mind is where everything starts. There's also a tactical level to this. Now that we have AI and now that businesses are adopting AI, whether it's software, info products, coaching, e-commerce, it doesn't matter. Everyone is adopting AI. You can't compete against AI on a $500 task. You can't compete on AI on like making a thumbnail or these little small tasks. We have to think bigger. So what I want to basically explain to you is how to not think small. So you need to ask yourself, what can I do that is 10 times more valuable than what AI can do right now? If AI can replace you, don't do that. If AI can do the job that you're thinking of doing, don't do that. And so these would be things like, if I were a clipper, I would be very scared right now, right? If I was doing some low level, easy to do task that could be replaced with AI, I would be shaking in my boots. But what you should do is adopt this sort of AI operator mindset. So you're using the AI to do the things. You're using AI to, and this could be anything, whether it's selling a product or a service or a result. Obviously, business is as simple as I do X for you, you pay me X, we accomplish X with the service or the product. So in an e-commerce sense, why am I going to go buy something? Well, it's because the ad made me feel like I had a problem and I need to buy that product to solve my problem. Like, why do I buy electrolytes? Because I have a problem of dehydration. I want to be healthy. Why do I buy AI automation? Or why do I buy copywriting services from somebody? Because I need that thing done and I don't want to do it myself, or I can't do it myself, so I'll simply pay somebody. And so we need to adopt this mindset of what can we do, what problems can we solve, what value can we create that not only cannot be replaced by AI, but we can use AI to basically compound the value and the effect of what we're trying to do. So my business recommendation for you guys, like step one, let's boil this down to fundamentals, is I would focus on building an AI-based service business, okay? And now you can call this whatever you want. You can call this growth operating, AI freelancing, I don't care what you call it. Essentially, I'm selling a solution, I'm selling a service to a business that wants to adopt AI, wants to achieve some sort of outcome. And we always recommend 3 pillars, right? Sales, marketing, systems. I'm doing the work with AI. So again, I'm adopting this operator mindset of I'm not competing with it. I'm using it to do the thing. I'm using it to deliver a result and really 10x the value that I have as a human being. And then how can I get paid for this? And so this is where step 2 comes in, which is pick a cash-rich niche. So what does this mean? Well, the criteria of a cash-rich niche are they spend $50,000 a year, at least, fixing things within sales, ops, marketing, systems. So if this is any business that does copywriting, any business that does funnels, web pages, creatives, ads, traffic, systems, ops, like operational things. If I spend 50 grand or more a year on those things, I am a good target. I'm a good client, a potential client to go sell AI services to. Another criteria is like if one leak costs me $100,000 a year to get fixed. So what's an example of this? And I don't want to go over your guys' head here. I ran a sales training company called Closer Cartel for the last 4 years. Okay. It made me a lot of money. We made a lot of people a lot of money, but there were problems that I had within that business that made me and cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. For example, I had some tech problems on webinars that would break and then I wouldn't get the proper show up rate. And then it would cost me literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I would have paid to fix that problem, or maybe a better VSL, or maybe a better way to do my content or a better way to automate my content. Or this is where I got the idea for Kendo, which is my AI company. I had all these problems with sales management. I wasn't able to manage the sales reps as well. I wasn't able to do all these things. So we built a company to fix it. That was a very expensive problem. And so does that cost me $100,000 a year if left unfixed? Absolutely. So when you're thinking of what do I sell? I don't know what to sell. What service do I do? Make sure it fits these 2 things. And then number 3 is, do you have easy access to sell to these people? So can I DM or email or LinkedIn or like send a video to the prospects I'm going to be reaching out to. It doesn't matter if they have expensive problems if you can't get in front of them. And so that's why working with like info products is such an easy thing, is because I can just DM these people. I find them on an ad, I find them on Instagram, I just shoot them a message. If I want to go work with a software company, I just message them on LinkedIn. So if you hit these 3 criteria, you're going to be a lot easier off. So they have a problem. It's an expensive problem. They'll pay to fix the problem, and I can get my solution in front of them. Okay, so those are the 3 big things. Now, as far as targets to choose from in 2025 and even going into 2026, this is where I would focus right now if I were you guys. So coaches and consultants running ads. If they're running ads, that tells me a few things. One, they have some money coming in, okay? Because ads are not free, they're expensive. Number 2, they probably have a lot of optimization problems. And I can tell you firsthand, right now, I'm literally building a call funnel for Kendo, for my software company. Now, within that, I'll just tell you the services with that actually. I have to film the ads, I have to script the ads, I have to make the hooks, I have to do the CTAs. That's just in the filming of the ads. Then we have to edit the ads, okay? That's another person's job that does that. Then I have to film the VSL, I have to make the VSL slides. I have to script out the VSL slides. Then we have to do all the email stuff like the pre-call, the post-call. Then we have to do the sales management stuff. Then I have to hire salespeople to actually take the calls from the ads. Then I have to have somebody monitor and run the ads and make sure that our cost per call is good. And then I have to make sure that we're actually showing up, they're showing up, the prospect is on the call, and that we're actually closing deals within the math and the KPI of making that system work. Now that's one minute aspect of one of my businesses that takes like 8 people. Now I use a lot of AI to do that. Like I use the AI to write the scripts, to make the slides, things like that. But within that, there are people that I pay directly to do those things for me. And that's just my business, okay? So imagine all the businesses that are in the world that need help with something like this. And I keep looking at my computer because that's literally what I was working on a minute ago. Next would be software. So exactly like I just explained to you guys. So if I am doing manual customer acquisition and I have churn and I have all these things that come into a software company, if I can help them, even write VSLs for them, like most software companies don't have the direct response knowledge from like the info space. I can write VSLs for them. I can do emails. I can do scripting. I can do ads. I can do editing. I can run their ads. I can run their funnel. I can do conversion rate stuff. Software, great. Okay. High LTV, very, very, very expensive to acquire a customer. And so if I can reduce those costs or make them more efficient with AI, that's a good problem to solve. Next is e-com brands. So if you have $1 million ARR a year e-com brand, there's a lot of leaks, okay? There's a lot of checkout problems. There's a lot of conversion rate problems. There's a lot of product inefficiencies. There's a lot of supply chain problems. There's a lot of marketing problems. Facebook just came out with a big update where you basically have to run a shit ton of creatives now to like compete. That's hard to do. So like all of these agencies that are doing creatives are going to be making a lot of money now. So whether it's creatives, editing, ads, again, VSLs, advertorials, all these things within e-com, they also need help. Now, the next one will be agencies. So every agency on earth has delivery and sales and operational chaos because it's just such a manual business. A lot of them aren't adopting AI the way they should, like I'm telling you guys to. So you can help them. You can really help optimize agencies. That's why you see ads all the time. It's like, hey, if you're an agency owner, I'll do this. I'll get you these appointments, because there's a lot of agency owners that have no idea what they're doing and they need help, and they'll pay you for that help. And then finally, info products. That's my bread and butter. Paid communities, coaching programs, courses, mentorships, high level info stuff, done for you info stuff, investment style offers, like buying a crypto farming bot or like automation or one of these things. All of these people have all the problems that I just listed to you, all of them, probably amplified, okay? Info is a really hot business. When it's hot, you make a lot of money, even if you're not good. Trust me, I know, I've been there firsthand. And so all these people need help. So the rule of thumb is you want to find a niche or an offer or a vertical where fixing one lever can make them really significant money. And I just put 50K here in 90 days just to like contextualize it for you. But if I can really fix a problem for these people and it's a valuable problem, they'll pay me a lot for that solution, okay? So that's step 2. Now, step 3 is we need to pick what we call money levers. You need to pick one of these money levers. So there are 7 money levers. And now these are just examples. There's more. You could probably make 50,000 of these. But I just want to paint a picture for you guys because, again, I told you as if I would be telling myself. So lead conversion rate. If I fix that 18 to 28%, it's not that crazy of a jump, right? 10%. That often conversion rate increase will lead to thousands of more leads a month. It's just math. If I have 1,000 leads a month right now I get 10% more. Now I have 1,100. It's same math, okay? Show up rate. If I implement like SMS, the proper email flows, the proper show up flows, the proper like thank you page and booking and everything, and I can get more people to attend calls, that's a massive problem I can solve. Sales close rate. If I use something like Kendo, right? If I do the AI scripting, call scoring, and I increase our close rate and our win rate by like 20, 30%, that's a lot of money. Retention, this is for software. So retaining the customers that I have. So things like onboarding, nudging people. So like SMS or email or something. Churn prediction, like all these things, again, big ROI, something that you can do with AI to get the result. Content engine. If I do one long form video like I'm doing right now, if someone go clips this up into 50 different videos, they distribute those, they run the funnel the right way, that's a big ROI for me. I would pay for that. Don't sell me that in my DMs, by the way. I'm giving this as an example. Ad efficiency. Creatives, better scripting, better filming, making AI ad creatives, making AI like VO3 B-roll creatives, really increasing the volume of creatives we do. That's important as well. And then finally, things like upsells, like post-purchase upsells, whether it's software, e-com, or whatever. Now, these are just examples of things that you can sort of like think about implementing for businesses. But all of these follow the same principle, which is problem, solve it with AI. You are the one solving it with AI. Get paid in proportion to the result that you create. Easiest sell of all time, easiest offer ever. Okay, so let's go on to number 4. So using AI to deliver the service, like I said. So if I were you, I wouldn't get overwhelmed with all the AI tools that are out there because there are a lot. I would pick 1 or 2 of these and master them, okay? So ChatGPT, really good for fast prototyping, frameworks, drafting systems, data cleaning, doing mass data stuff, doing numbers. I do a lot of that with GPT. Claude and Claude Code, deep reasoning, copywriting, doing code. A lot of the website on Kendo actually is done with Claude Code. There's a lot in that. Code is a whole other thing in itself, but Claude is really good as well. Perplexity, that's going to be data, research, like what's going on in our market. Doing research for VSL, Perplexity. Zapier or N8N, so either no code or a little bit of code in N8N, which again, if you're smart, you can do this with 1 prompt and it'll make the N8N automation for you. But you can pull in all of the automations that you need. So like wire your CRM, your email, your SMS, agentic flows and decisions, workflows, automation, making things more efficient, increasing show rate, all of that. Those are those automation tools. Go High Level and HubSpot. This is like really, there are literally HubSpot agencies that do millions a year just by using HubSpot for other people because it's complex to set up. But things like pipelines, sequences, attribution, revenue dashboards, these are really sales heavy metrics. Descript, Opus Clips, Synthesia, repurpose one video like this into 30 to 50 assets, automatic clips, automatic hooks, automatic CTAs. Now you have a massive big volume of creative distribution, right? Loom is a really good tool to use as well. 2 to 5 minute audits proving a $50,000 leak before a sales call. So we actually teach people to make these looms prior to a call and just be like, hey, like, here's all the stuff that's wrong. Here's what I would fix. By the way, all we gotta do is get on a call and I'll show you what to do. By the way, here's a VSL I wrote for you. Can't tell you all of our secrets, but that's a little bit of it. That's the thought process of like using AI to deliver these things. Now, number 5 is you wanna sell outcomes, not the tools. This is a problem a lot of you guys are making with AI right now. You're selling outcome, you're selling tools. You're basically like, hey, I do AI this. No one cares. They just care about the result. So the wrong way to do this is I build automations. The right way is I will increase your show up rate by 27% in 30 days or you don't pay. I will double your show up rate. I'll double your close rate. The right way, number 2, cut your creative testing costs by 35% in 45 days. Increase your creative volume and your creative output by 2x, by 3x in the next 60 days. Or like, hey, we're gonna set up an upsell system. It's automated that you don't have right now. We're gonna add $200,000 a year in top line revenue from this system without you spending any more on ads. And again, these are just examples, but like position it as outcome. You do the work with AI, not, hey, AI, I'm selling AI. That's the wrong way to do it. Now, how do we price these things? Like obviously, if we're gonna get to $1 million from zero, we gotta price things correctly. So if I lever something and I have an impact of $50,000 a month upside, I can charge 5 to 10K for that. Okay, so if I make you 50K a month extra from whatever I'm doing, just for simple math, I can charge 5 to 10K. Now, if you do the math, that's only like 4 or 5 clients to make really insane money. And again, the work is easy because you're doing it with AI. It just takes a little bit of expertise to set things up. Now, you can do setup fees as well. So you can do a setup fee like 3 to 8K for mapping things out, for like if you go hire sales reps manually, because sales reps are a human element, you have to go do that. Charge a setup fee. Like I sold a 25K setup fee to hire sales reps for a launch we did last year. 90-day commitments, like a performance kicker above baseline. You can do like, hey, you're doing 100K right now. Pay me 20% of everything over 100K that I make you. So guys, pricing is not that complex. You can do whatever you can sell. You can get away with whatever you want pricing, then do it. Just be smart and don't be greedy. My rule of thumb is always make them at least 4x what they're paying you. Because then it's hard for them to fire you. Like if I make you 100 grand a month, I can charge 15. I can charge 20. Probably can't charge 50. That's a bit extreme, you know? And so when you do these offers, you want to present them like this. So we install, or we do, or we will set up, whatever you want to say, whatever lever. So remember, the lever is just the example service to do X. So a contextual result. So for example, I would say, hey, we're going to set up an automated, actually, I'll tell you what I just did in one of my ads for Kendo. I literally said, we will set up an automated sales management and training system for you. And if you don't double your close rate in at least 60 days, you don't pay. That's my offer for Kendo for this new call funnel we're running. Let's analyze that. We will do X, outcome, double your close rate. Automated AI training and sales management system. Okay, so here's the outcome, here's the how, here's the guarantee. In 60 days, so a timeline, or you don't pay. Pretty damn good offer, you know? So that's as simple as it is. And then finally, step number 6 scale to $100,000 a month. We're going overkill. You only need $83,000 a month to do $1 million, but I have several students that are doing $100,000 a month right now inside of my community, AI Insiders. Now, this is how. You have two options. Path number A is you go deep. So you add more services or more offerings to the same client, and you basically run all their business, and you take a big chunk of basically equity. It's like cash flow, because you can't take equity in most of these businesses, but you basically take a big chunk of equity. So, hey, I'm going to run all the ops, all the sales, all the marketing for your info business. You just do delivery. I want 40%. That's one option. Or you can do a rev share on incremental lift. So like, hey, you keep 50K, like underneath 50K, up to 50K, you keep that because you already did that. Anything over, I want 20%. So you can do that as well. Or you go wide, which is you get more clients. So you have 10 clients making you 5 to 10K a month. So you can do either. Personally, I recommend A because it's less complexity. It's easier to work with fewer people. But really at the end of the day, guys, like a lot of this is futile. All that matters is you're good at it and you know what you're doing and you can actually get results and you can actually sell. That's like the 80-20. So that's exactly what I would do, guys. For real. That's what I would do. If I had $0 and I had the tools that I have the knowledge I have, this is step-by-step what I would do to go make $100,000 a month. And if you want an example of this, Max Bates, I keep talking about Max. I'm so proud of this guy. Max Bates came into my program. It used to be called IPO. He's been in here for 12 months, so this wasn't like a 2-month success story. But from 12 months, he went from, I think, $5K a month as a sales rep to $100,000 a month profit in 12 months from our community, from our coaching program. Now, we have other people doing that as well. Tristan is at $75K a month. And he just sent a message in Telegram. He just closed another client. So what I'm telling you is proven. It's not just like hoopla on YouTube. It's factual, evidence-based. And I'm telling you guys, you adopt this, you're going to get good results. Okay. So God bless you all. Thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.